Okay, so I know it's late, but this is going to be my review of the Suicide Squad. And yeah, this came out. Oof, my hair is a mess. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. This came out on HBO Max a day early. Now, that's some balls on HBO Max of like. They didn't even do that for all the other movies they've been showcasing. Like, they clearly had a lot of faith in this movie. So much so that they're like, we'll premiere it a day early on HBO Max for you guys to stream to match up with the early day showings. So, was this movie worth the wait? Honestly, I'm going to be straight with you guys. This is probably my second favorite DC movie. The first still being Shazam. Like, Shazam is still my favorite, but this is now number 2. And then again, you know, the list is not hard the list is not hard to like pick and choose a good movie or not. Anyway, so this movie is, I guess you could call it like a reboot or a sequel, because it really works as both. You could just say, yeah, it's a sequel without being a sequel. Like, we're just going on an adventure with the Suicide Squad, and it lives up to its name, because this movie is twisted as fuck. Like, this is basically... I always found it funny that... and I've said this before, where I've said it's been funny that the movie that the first Suicide Squad movie was trying to be like a dark version of Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the guy who directed the Guardians of the Galaxy makes his own version of the movie that they were that they were trying to be. Like, there's just so much freaking irony there. The cast is phenomenal, and it really feels like the more James Gunn talks about like his experiences with the crew and cast and whatnot, I feel like these are going to be Gunn's new like go-to actors. Like, the way he keeps talking about them and all that, like, it's very clear that he's going to be making these people like the new, like, his new center cast. Like, he's like, Michael Rooker's always been there, but this like these people, like this cast is definitely going to be like a part of like Gunn's inner circle, like the people he's going to keep coming back to. Kind of like how Tarantino always has like a set number of actors who are a part of his films. Like, there's a core cast, like whatever movie, 9 times out of 10 with a Quentin Tarantino movie, you're going to get Sam Jackson or who's the other big one he always goes to? But yeah, if like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get Sam Jackson in some capacity in a Tarantino movie, or another set of actors who come back to him, like a few others here and there. But that's what I feel like this situation is going to be. Is that Gunn is going to come back. These are going to be like Gunn's like core cast members to really follow. So the movie really is like what like this. Okay, let's not even mince words here. This feels like a straight up apology letter for the first movie. Like, this is Warner Brothers like big apology letter for the first movie. Like, they were literally like, okay, we're sorry about the first movie. We're sorry about how that played out. Here, take this. This is our apology letter. I also feel like it's almost like apology letter for also Birds of Prey. And this is coming from someone who didn't hate Birds of Prey. I didn't like it either, but I didn't hate it. I didn't vehemently hate it like apparently so many other people did. But this feels like if you didn't like Birds of Prey, you're probably going to like this too. Like, it just feels like a apology letter. But it does feel like more of an apology letter for the first movie. So I thought that was kind of fun. I really also love the humor in here. It's typical James Gunn, twisted, fucked up stuff. But what I also love is that even though it's a big cast, don't get attached. They, like, you know, that tagline for this movie was "Don't get attached." Yeah, and it even feels like, I have to hand it, like they were basically like living up to the whole thing of, don't get attached and anyone can be killed at any time. Trust me, that lives up to it. Like, they really live up to it. Although I had a sneaking suspicion that several characters you saw were not going to make it very far. Yeah, I had a very much feeling that, like, the trailers kind of gave me the sense of, oh, not everyone's going to play a big part as we think they do. So I thought that was I just kind of thought like, yeah. But on the other hand, there are deaths in this movie that make you go, oh shit, anyone really can die. Like that was the big thing for me, was that it was that big moment of, oh shit, anyone really could die, and there really are stakes, which I really like even more than the first movie, where it felt like there's no real stakes here, and I can tell who's going to die here and who ain't. And trust me, there are several deaths in here that made me go, oh wow, that happened. Like, I legit had several moments where it was like, oh shit, that person died, or that person died. And there's also like a great, I got to talk about the cinematography real quick, because this is some of the best like cinematography I've seen from a James Gunn movie in a while. Like how they shoot like fight sequences from the perspective of like a helmet, or how they do like tracking shots following one character and then it seamlessly moves into another character. That was a lot of fun. There's just some great, well put together action in here, and it is straight up like some characters straight up finish others. Like you think that this movie was like trying to have like these characters have Mortal Kombat fatalities, because there is just some straight up fatalities in this movie. Like, you saw one in the R-rated trailer, the one I'm talking, like King Shark ripping a guy in half. There's a few others. I also really like how the cast plays off of each other. Like, there is like hostility as well as camaraderie at the same time. Again, something that the first movie just could not fucking do. So I'm glad that actually plays off. Peter Capaldi also, real quick, my favorite Doctor. You really, like, there's some moments in here where it feels like he's giving off the Doctor charm. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I kind of wish now he played the Master at some point, because like how he comes off is so master. And I know it's the Whovian in me talking, so I couldn't really stop making that that comparison. Also, was it just me, or did the nods, the rods in his head look like sonic screwdrivers? Maybe that one's probably just all me. Like, that one is probably all just me overthinking. Like, maybe they're trying to really make a Doctor Who reference, and obviously. Anyway, yeah, this, I just can't go, like, I don't want to spoil anything. If in case you haven't noticed, I have not been spoiling anything, because again, this movie just came out today, in some theaters and on streaming, which again, holy shit, guys, you know, this kind of shows what kind of balls HBO Max has for just being like, you know what, screw it, we're going to premiere this movie a day early. Like, when it comes out at 7 in Thursday, boom, there you go. And like, keep in mind, they didn't do that for Godzilla vs. Kong, they didn't do that for Space Jam, they didn't do that for Mortal Kombat, they just did this for this. Like, that shows you how much faith they had in this movie. It was probably also, I've got a feeling that was probably because of how well it showed on Rotten Tomatoes. But then again, like, Godzilla vs. Kong also had a strong opening on Rotten Tomatoes. But maybe they were just like, again, like, I can understand like that one because, you know, people weren't going to theaters as much. Like, that movie saved a lot of theaters. So I can see why they were kind of hesitant not premiering it on streaming. But this time around, it was like, no, we're just going to showcase this one, because now they really are like yeah, this is gonna work. So hats off. I wonder if they're gonna do that for Dune. Now, I wonder if they're gonna do that for Dune or Matrix 4. Because those are the other two major ones that are coming out soon. But anyway, getting back to this film, there's some excellent twists, there's some great turns. There's a lot in here that made me go, this feels like Gunn. If you loved Gunn's work in Slither, or some of his other more aggressively R stuff, then you're probably going to really enjoy this. Like, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy with the leash off. Of it. And again, hand it to DC for, once again, doing what Marvel won't do because of the mouse. basically going, yeah, do whatever you want. But however, I do have a feeling that while Gunn multiple times, he did say multiple times that he was told, hey, you can kill whoever you want. I have a feeling like that's not entirely true. I feel like there was a caveat of kill whoever you want, except Margot Robbie. We kind of need her. Everyone else, you're cool. We kind of need Harley Quinn for other movies. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I feel like there was a catch. So any character can die, except that one. Like, that's what I feel like he was trying to say. But yeah. All in all, like I said, this is my second, behind Shazam, this is now my second favorite DC film. Non-animated, of course. Of the DCEU films, this is probably the second best. And while the humor is not for everyone, this was definitely such a breath of fresh air. And again, showing that Warner Brothers and DC are going to do things that Marvel won't do. That's how I've always said how DC is going to combat Marvel when they're so far ahead. Just try to be like experimental with your movies. That's why I think, them doing villain movies is such a cool... Granted, Suicide Squad was not the right step in the direction, but, this, Black Adam, and Joker, perfect. Like, hey, Joker got him Oscars. Just saying. Anyway, so, all in all, yeah. If you have HBO Max or are going to go see this in the theaters, I highly recommend it. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Suicide Squad? Do you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. See you next time in the Multiverse.